I'm evangelical enough to be a member of the Evangelical, Theological, and Philosophical Societies. I'm moderate conservative and biblical, but more so than evangelical, I am Reformed. In my view, generally speaking, Reformed is significantly, when properly done, a more intellectual way of looking at Scripture and theology than typically will be heard from Sunday morning preaching and from evangelical preachers. Now, in general terms, I support the evangelical preaching ministry idea from preachers and ministers of daily devotions, which includes Scripture reading and prayer. However, I think there are some limitations. These limitations are related to what I was taught at Columbia Bible College to start, then Trinity Western, then over in the UK. That is, when reading an English text or whatever native text, but in our context, an English text from a Western mind, things are read into the text from the Western worldview, and it renders Scripture often more subjective than it should be. And although as human beings we do not have complete and total objectivity, more objectivity should be the goal. How this can be accomplished to have more objectivity and proper biblical contextualization is to have more use of biblical tools like Bible commentaries, individual books in the whole Bible, Bible dictionaries, linguistic tools for Greek and Hebrew, when necessary, theology textbooks, and sometimes even philosophy or philosophy religion textbooks. This is necessary for better contextualization of Scripture. One of the groups I'm aware of, and I'm involved in a social context, when they have meetings where they want to do teaching, which I'm not interested in, they advertise in the sense of, what does God make you feel like you should do? It's very subjective. What should you do this week? Whereas I think if there's going to be a teaching component, it has to be biblical and contextual using tools. Not to say that one should be a biblical scholar or even have a degree, but if Christian groups are going to get together and have teaching, there has to be a biblical component that just isn't, in my opinion, devotional, but also has to be using some academic tools to make interpretations less subjective and more objective. Thanks, that's my take.